Hi. Hello. Ella Oliver here. Um, Anybody want to come hang out? So, I'll just give you a second here to think about it for a minute. I got sun today. Oh my gosh. Yes, in some parts of our country it is still summertime. It's always summertime. Oh, somebody's here. Hi. Oh, set up the chat. Gotta remember how to do this. Let us see. I should have done that first. I kind of actually had this. Starting to get this figured out. Pepper Jackie, hi! And modern metaphysical man, hello. Alright, I'm on mute. Top chat. No, I want live chat. Perfect. And if you can see over there, I don't know if you can. Oh, you can't yet. It's again a very big pro setup here. You'll see it in a second. Okay. Hi guys. Hi everybody. Hi Ellen. Oliver's gonna come and hang out for a few minutes. He might not get to stay a long time. I don't like him to be around like the actual a lot of cooking stuff. So he'll hang out for a few minutes with you guys. Turn around, Oliver. Say hi. Whoosh. Watch out, Wendy. You're gonna throw your bird right in the fire. So tonight I have I made a little agenda. Not only are we gonna cook something, but I decided that we would talk maybe a little bit about, there he is. Hi, buddy. A little bit, hi. I know, isn't he? We had a big day today. We were out by the pool. Yes, I live in Florida. We were out by the pool and putting together a patio heater for my friend that is, she actually owns this big house and I live in the mother-in-law unit, blah, 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 blah. So I was putting that together so he got to be out. We were out by the, hi, Dawn. We were out by the pool. And, oh, he's gonna, what are you gonna tell people? What's everybody need to know? I heard you saying something. Anyway, alright, never mind. So we were putting together a patio heater and Oliver got to hang out with us while we did that for a while today. I know, don't be jelly. Bikinis and birds and patio heaters in January. I love where I live. Alright, so what I wanted to start with tonight is we're going to do Brigid Oil, and then towards the end I'm going to talk a little bit about that video I accidentally erased. Hi Ashley. Hi Dawn. Yes, they are clipped about 1/2 inch because Oliver's wings don't expand all the way. So Oliver has this ability to like fly, but he doesn't have any direction or control over it. So what he has is angles in like this and about 5/8 inch, not quite 1/2 inch clipped either on both sides. And what that does is that actually allows him to fly, but that doesn't allow him to go very far, and it's like acts like a parachute. It acts like a parachute for him to just safely land. It's like landing a plane. He just slowly goes to the ground. So yes, they are clipped. It's because Oliver has zero ability to actually control his flight, and so instead of him getting like hurt or something, that's why we did it. And they're just, and I do it actually. Yes, yeah, hi. Also, also 2 of Oliver's toes on both of his feet are upside down, so he's even more of a fun little special needs guy. He's good. He's good. You good? I love you. I love you. One day he'll tell you. Anyway, hi Jack. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you a couple of cool books. And because this is also the time of of spring and things plants and life coming back into vitality and popping up, and those fresh crocuses and all that kind of stuff. I've got 25-year-old cataracts. Yeah. So yeah, so you just do like the little flight feathers, just a little nip, and they're good. Anyway, so I found this cool book, Thrifting, and I really thought at first that I was going to use it as like a grimoire, to repurpose a book into a grimoire. And oh, I forgot. I have stuff over here. I can watch you all talk. I thought something. I don't know. I never watch you all talk. I'm terrible at it. Anyway, so it's this book, this giant book. It's backwards, I'm sure, but it says the Encyclopedia of Organic Gardening. Huge. It was published in 1978. So in 78 they were already they were long before that, but exploring the the world of organic gardening. And so I love this book, and I just really absolutely, oh, it's not? Oh, that's cool. It's just backwards to me. Anyway, it's all, life is backwards to me sometimes. But, so I got this killer book, and then I was gonna like make it a grimoire and glue stuff in and do all that, and I just can't because I love plants so much. I just can't do it. So I just wanted to kind of show and tell this, and as a lead in to us using waking up the plants. So that's what we're gonna do tonight, and we're gonna make Brigid oil, and so start to invoke. And this kick-ass book, I got nothing to say about it other than how cool it is, and that I can't bring myself to rip pages out of it and turn it into a grimoire. There'll be another one. So there's that book. And then, and this other book that I showed in one of my witchy hauls, this that I just got recently too, was this Celtic mythology book. And I am actually going to read, I'm going to read a couple of little passages to you tonight. Ooh. This one is about Brigid, and it's not long, but it's, so, and then here's some of, like, it shows, there's a bunch of art and stuff, and I just found this thrifting, so, you know, cool book. So anyway, Brigid, the goddess Brigid was one aspect of the mother goddess Danu, but she also had an important role as queen or goddess of the northern British tribe of the Britannia. The Romans associated her with Minerva. Caesar wrote that she was the patron of arts and crafts. Perfect for me, right? The Romans also believed her to have healing powers. Perfect. And she became associated with the healing wells and springs and with fertility, childbirth, and maternity. A Roman statue of the 3rd century BC in Dumfries, Scotland, showed her in a role of queen holding a spear and globe with wings of victory on her shoulders. She survived as Saint Brigid in the Christian calendar and continued her association with learning and culture. And as you know, she's also the deity that surrounds Imbolc, which we're there. So I'm so stoked I found this book. So maybe we'll continue on and with that. We'll learn all kinds of things from that book. And then I also, before we get started, so right now also cooking, well, half of you lost video. What a dork. So it said, it gave me like an error message, and so I was like, oh, it showed like 2 videos that were the same, and so I was like, well, this one must be fine, but this one's not. So I pressed the delete button, and boom, they were all gone. So kind of sucks. But anyway, I'll talk about that a little bit later. But we're going to use the same method of making the Brigid oil tonight as I did to make the anointing oil, and then I'll tell you more. I can go through that recipe again, but at least you'll sort of get the ideas behind it. But I'm also going to read you a cool little piece of prose. Is there anything I need to know? No. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's fun. So I found this cool little piece of prose about Imbolc, actually, and not about Brigid, but I like it. It's not, again, not long. Maybe you'll like it too. So it was written by Ian R. Thorpe. Pale winter sun lingers, lengthening each day. Songbirds give voice, each striving to excel. Seed senses change in its deep bed of cold clay. Earth goddess weaves her magic to propel. Reborn cycle of her sorry. Reborn cycle of her womb along its way. Life returns in every tree's slow thought. In pond and stream and dance begins again. Spring flowers show their purpose to proclaim. A new season comes, winter's reign is short. And darkness no longer exercises any claim. Green growth dispels, gray moods it's brought. By Ian R. Thorpe. I like it. Meanwhile, show off over here. Cool. All right, so my assistant is all entertaining you while I'm trying to read you a nice story. He's not precious sometimes. No, he's awesome. We love him. Give Mom a kiss. Where's my kiss? Kiss? No kiss for you. All right, fine. Whatever. Okay, so then I'm going to bring on... Oh, good. Yeah, he was acting it out. That's nice. Thanks, Oliver, for helping. In many of the pictures and stuff that when I've been researching now, Imbolc and Brigid, they use the flower, a lot of the flower called hellebore, which is like one of my all-time favorite flowers. They're come in many varieties, and there's several of them tattooed down my arm. And living in Florida, that's just not a thing that you see very often. So I was at Trader Joe's right before Christmas, and I went to in Trader Joe's, and I don't know if you guys go to Trader Joe's, but stop pecking me. So, and then there was a whole rack of them. It was awesome. I was like, oh my god, I have to have one. So mine is doing quite well, even though it sits in the bacon sun all the time, and it really wants to be in the snow. And this is it. This is the one I have been able to get in Florida. And they come in like amazing colors. But it's one of winter's blooming flowers, and it also starts to show the life of spring that's coming, which we all celebrate with milk, right? And so I was outside today earlier when I was putting this together and collecting stuff in the neighborhood, and I was looking at this guy, and all of the flowers. So all these flowers go from like white and green and yellow and stuff. And there's one little white guy right there, and he's going to sacrifice his life tonight. For our Brigid Oil. Okay, so with that, and that's that, and now we're going to start. Ready? Go. Hellebore. Helebore. And my name, Elabre, is the Old English spelling of that, which also happens to be my life number thing. I managed to, it's awesome. So anyway, hellebore, that's what it is. And here we go. I'm going to flip the camera, and we're going to start to cook something. Okay, where are we? No, you don't see that. I did flip the camera. I wasn't supposed to flip the camera. Flip the camera back. Okay. So here's my cool little setup, which I try to make for us to show you all. Let's see here. Just there. Cool. So I've got the burner thing going that I found, and I love it. Like after I made the last oil, which I did on for the anointing oil, which I lost, I used this for the first time, and it was pretty fantastical. So I've got grapeseed oil going in there right now, a little bit of that, and this is the cool jar we're going to actually end up using. It's a really neat little mercury glass jar with this cool crystal on the top. So that's because she's going to all go in there. And then I have some some dried sage and rosemary in my mortar and pestle. And I'm going to grind that up. And I'm going to put that in. Once we get her a little bit bruised, we don't need to grind it to a fine pulp. We just need it bruised. Oop, come back, you. We need it bruised so that the heated oil can begin to penetrate. So we're going to do that. And this mortar and pestle was part of my my Tamed Wild medicine box last month, so that's even cooler. We're going to use that. It's a cool stone one. Stone. And then we are going to add in some chamomile flower. Yes. Chamomile flower. And we're going to throw in a little touch of basil. And the whole time we're going to stirring, and you're going to be putting your intention. Now this is also one of the the things that we learn and we know about magic and our magic is that it's all about our intention and what we put into it, and what's going to work for us. So there we go. We're going to stir that around a little bit. And then also growing by me all over the place is this cool little white flower. And it's really a weed, I think. But so we're going to put in, it's all about white flowers right now for this oil. Put in some of these. They don't really smell like anything. Smelly. They don't. But it's about the intention of it. That you would put in these. So I went and collected some of these out of people's yards today, looking like the true crazy witch girl. Oops, one. There she is, picking up stones and sticks and plucking weeds again. Yes, that one that walks around with the bird. Right, that's her. And owns that restaurant? Yes, that's the one. Alright, so we're going to put those in, as many as you want. And remember to continue to put your intention in. This is the most important part of magical workings, is that we continue to put our intention in. Also then, continuing with the white flower. So these are some of the heliobore that buds that have been drying on the vine already. And I'm going to put some of those in because it's good for us. What have I missed? I read from a book. I told you a poem. We're just starting with the oil. You can always watch it back, Hexen. But thanks for coming. Super happy to have you all here. So we're putting in the dried heliobore, but now I'm going to take the bowline, which is really my grandmother's knife. And I just actually thought of this the other day. I've been having this knife around me since she passed in March, and it's really just like one of her kitchen knives, but I've consecrated it and turned it into my bowline. Now I don't know why I have to say bowling with that voice, but you know, that's the way it goes. So I just snipped off the heliobore flower that I said was going to give himself to our Brigid oil tonight. And actually, I'm going to put the whole thing in there because I want to. And then we're going to continue to stir. OMG, does that not look so pretty? I love it. I love it when it gets all pretty. We have only just begun. So those are, right now we have rosemary and sage in there. And we have our flower petals and a whole heliobore pea flower. And then I'm going to add some essential oil, and that's in our carrier oil, which is grapeseed. And I'm going to start with a little rosemary oil, even though we have rosemary in there. Oh, love it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably good to start. And remember, again, this is about you and your connection. What you're doing now is you're making this Brigid oil so that you can start to build your connection with this goddess and call her in and hit the airplanes. All right. So you don't need anything right now. And then we're gonna do a couple drops of jasmine. 1, 2, maybe that was like 2.5. And then we're also gonna add rose. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Yes, you are a good boy. And those. And then we're gonna do just a scant dash of lavender. Boop. Maybe a little more. Oh my gosh, not only does it look pretty, it smells pretty. And then we have a little bit of dragon's blood resin that we're gonna put in there. And then also, we're gonna add some stone correspondences this time. So the dragon's blood went in, but I've taken a little bit of garnet and crushed it. Also, I love you. So we're gonna put some garnet in there, and then continue to stir our intention in, and invite Brigid into your life, and tell her how you would like her to utilize this oil. And this can be for anointing, or it can be. My plan here is, if I like the smell, and I plan on adjusting it a touch actually right now, is that I will use it for personal anointing and to help with me to connect with Goddess Brigid throughout this next few weeks of, oh, maybe not. This smells awesome. Maybe I don't need anything. And will help me to connect during ritual and as well as meditation and stuff to connect with Brigid while we're getting to up into Imbolc and perhaps beyond. You know, who knows? Maybe I need to. This is an open invitation for me to start to connect with her as a on a different level. So I think that I need like one little more drop of rosemary in there. And one little more drop of rose. Now what we're going to do is not try to hurt things like I do periodically. And let this continue to go. The oil actually is starting to bubble. Now, I don't do this. I talked about this before. I do not do this on a stovetop. The essences, the herbs, and the oils are just far. Can you teach us how to make? Yeah, let's do it. I have a bread I was going to make, actually. Yes, absolutely. Are you warming it with candle underneath? Yes, actually I am. I have this like little, this mini fondue thing that it came, and that I found at thrifting, and it works perfectly for this because the oil itself is, we don't want to hurt it. We don't want it to scorch. We don't want it to burn, and we don't want the essential oils to burn in there. All right, Oliver, you're going to have to chill, or else you're going to have to go in the other room because I can't talk through you. So anyway, so you don't want to scorch the oil. This is everything's very delicate. Like already I can feel the dragon's blood is starting to melt to the bottom, and so we don't want to do that. So that's why we're having to continue to stir so that all gets in there. And I got to tell you, not only does this look divine, but this smells amazing. Like I'm positive that this will be all over me in no time. Because I want to smell like this, but I also want to connect with Brigid more. So I think that this is fantastic. So we're going to let that kind of go. And this is the same thing I did for the anointing, the basic anointing oil that I started to, that I made that video and then lost it. And the, one of the other things, maybe also what, one of those times I smell a vision. Yeah, for sure. You like hearing him. Maybe he needs to be on camera again for a minute. He's losing. He's does not feeling his star power. So I think maybe I'll combine them. We'll make the bread at the same time that I make. The next thing I want to do is going to make the lavender milk punch for the goddess offering. So I can do that with the bread. I can get that set up and do that over the next couple days. If anybody's interested, we'll make lavender milk punch and the bread. So I think that is a delightful idea. So what I'm going to do is this oil, here, let's turn around and let's talk to you guys again. So now you see what's going on. I've added in rosemary, jasmine, dash of lavender, our dragon's blood resin, fresh rosemary and sage, well, fresh dried. This white, the petal parts of this weed that I walked around collecting up. Although I'm going to keep these little yellow dudes the center because there's a whole lot of life. That's where they're get pollinated from. So I'm going to keep those from something else because I know that those are going to become beneficial to me for some other spell work. And then also the one white flower from my Heliobor. So and he's, trust me, happy to be in there. This just looks like spring in there, you guys. It's like green and white and beautiful little chamomile yellow. Oh yes, chamomile, I forgot about that. And all of those little oils. And we're gonna just let that kind of roll for a while. And continue to add our intention, which is really important. But this smells amazing. Absolutely. Minky, I'm not sure if I'm really guided or what, but I cook for a living. I'm a chef. I own a restaurant, and so this sort of comes naturally to me, but it's a whole new ball game, a new idea, a way for me to express part of my path and my ritual is to create these oils and research them and really get into it and figure out what it is exactly, all the parts from crystal to herb to essential oil to resin and all the things that should go in there in order to create this essence. And it's all of that actually that goes into it that makes that makes it what it is, because I start this from the research. I'm putting my intention in from the beginning. You're just looking at my neck here. Let's talk for a minute. Let's talk for a second. Hi, Oliver's back. He wants to chat. So it's just all of that kind of thing, when you are looking into it and you're doing research and you're asking, you're delving in and studying and finding out what is important to the oil or what resonates with you, or even, for the food, you definitely need to keep yeah. Hi. So anyway, I love being kitchen witch. No problem. Look at that. There's, part of the spice cabinet wall back there. And Oliver will come and he'll come help. I don't know. This is ridiculous. It's just silly cooking, but I really get into it. So all day long I've spent, looking into this as well as other aspects of the day. and for a few days, and since we've been studying Imulk with Jen, I have, you know, looked into and about Brigid and the reading the prose, and you know, really taking it in and studying it to then funnel all down into this oil, which is going to then create an actual substance material. Hi, Tangerine. A substance that I can use to again connect with Brigid and further tie me into Imulk. Right? That's what it takes, the whole package. And so that is kind of, I'm going to let that go for, I'm going to let that go for probably another 15 minutes. You know, you got to watch it. If the herbs and stuff start going brown, you don't want that. Once you don't want them to become bitter. This is really important. Is that you want, I always forget about that part. Once they start turning brown, or it looks like they're bubbling, like they're frying, does that make sense? Like you're deep frying this stuff, then what you're doing is it's going to become bitter, and you're going to lose the actual essence, okay? Hi, Jen. You are going to lose the actual essence of the flower and of the herb. So you don't want to do that. So you just are we're breaking down, we're opening it up. Let's say it like that. We're opening up the oil, right? And we're allowing the essences of the herbs and the essential oils and the stone and the resins that we put in to contribute and all to meld together. Does that sound like you get it? But should I phone Tom? He wanted to say thank you. Yeah, I had a candle going for him too. The little angel one I have. I lit it up while you guys were all talking, while we were all talking and listening. But I hate it when people are having a rough time in life, but we are so lucky to be able to help and empower each other, and to give each other love and encouragement, and send the energies that we all possess. You know, we have these hands, and we have the energy between us, and the ability to encircle each other with the love and support that we need all the time. I mean, I always kind of like go into that. All my videos for some reason have this, like, I get this little like ooh thing about it, because there's I know for me what every one of you has done and participated. There is not a chance in hell. Like 6 months ago, I would have been standing here talking to y'all, telling this story on a video. Not at all. And I'm still in the closet, you know, like the man that I date has zero idea. I pack my little stuff up every time he comes over, and I take it out when he goes home. Some people know, but other people don't. In due time. But that doesn't matter, because I have 300 plus people that all are in the same place as I am, and we all have something to contribute. And so that's why for me, I love making these videos. I'm like, oh, what can I make next? And show people what we can all do together, or how you can just like run with it, you know, like how you can make it your own and do your own thing. Yeah. As well as, you know, like if anybody needs anything, I would not hesitate. And at the very minimum, if all I can do is send my intention and love and light candles, then man, then I'm doing it. Because if all of us just did that, then that's 300 candles and 300 intentions and 300 loves, you know? So whatever we can do is what we do, and it's all done in love and blessing and respect, and from deep felt gratitude for what everyone has done for each other. Because I feel that for me here. So anyway, off the soapbox, back to the oil. Anyway, but yes, sending Tom all of my love and intention and energy tonight, as we all are. Okay, well, I kind of don't have anything else. So that was really kind of, the anointing video. So I told you how I screwed up and threw away and deleted the anointing oil video, but now you can see my process, and it is pretty much the exact same thing. And I will put in the comments below I will add in, I'll retype the recipe, which I did in the other one. And then I will post it there. So I'll give you this recipe and that recipe in this one. And if anybody has any questions, you can just message me. Does that sound good? I don't think me going through a whole nother half an hour of an anointing oil, maybe not this time. But you get it. You get what I'm doing and how I do it. I love this mini fondue thing. It is perfect. Just it gets everything like hot and opens up the oil as well as the herbs and the essences and all that, and the stones, and really it does the job. Oh, I know, I can show you the anointing oil. 1 second, Oliver and I'll go get it. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so in this cute little bee bottle, I have been, this has been on the altar now for a week maybe, and it's got all the stuff in it that I had in it, and actually Modern Metaphysical Man gave me an idea to put beeswax in there and make a balm. So I ordered some beeswax pellets tonight from Amazon, and I'm gonna try it out. And we're gonna see about making the balm, because then it's not as messy. Although I dig shaking it all up. It's like extra thick salad dressing in my little bee bottle. And oh, I know. And then I am gonna end up, even though this won't have like the Brigid oil won't have 30 days on the altar. That's okay with me. I wanted to do it no matter what, and although I haven't really, and you know, Maddie's here, yeah, it's all good, you can just watch it again, but you're here right when I want to ask you a question, and I want to know what you know about the significance of the 30-day curing on the altar for the oil, like why that is so important. Like for me, I haven't really done it. I let it go for as long as possible or till I need it, but I have never really understood, and so it's probably a really easy answer, and I'm sorry to not be like more knowledgeable about it, but I think that, but I know Maddie mentioned something about the 30-day thing, so if you know what that significance is, I would love to know personally, so I can either adopt that in or whatever. Yeah, isn't that fun? Anyway, so that's the anointing oil video I lost, and then here is, we'll go back and I'll show you what's going on down here, because you just gotta see. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. And again, and it smells as good, if not better, than it looks. So you can always do it for an entire moon cycle. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, that part. Very good. So, thanks, Hexen. Alright, cool. So, I don't really have any other stuff for you. If you need to know, I'm going to put the 2 recipes in, the one that I threw away, as well as this one. And, moon cycle. Yeah. Cool. And that's awesome. Although Miss Brigid's going to get used right away, because I just can't not. Like, this is going in the bath. This is going on me. And this is going on the altar, and this is amazing. Ooh, maybe I'll get to put it, I'm going to put it in one of those bottles, but did anybody see those cool bottles I found? Those perfume bottles from the hand-blown glass ones. Maybe I'll put some in there too for myself. Anyway, maybe I'll just, yeah. And if you didn't, it's in a video, because they were awesome. So that's it, guys. I'm going to let this go on and do its thing for about another 20 minutes and continue to stir my intention into it, and I'm actually going to enchant it a little bit and do, say my piece, say my thing. And it is so good, though. I love making these. Like, the more I make these oils, the more I'm super into it, because it's just so good. It's like candy. Well, I mean, if you really like candy, then it's maybe not candy, but it's candy to me. So, cool. Anyway, come back up here. Oliver needs to go to bed. I showed you how to make an oil, and I'm gonna take, when I feel like it's ready. Again, when I feel like it's ready, I will. Give me a kiss. That's from Jen. Jen wanted you to have a kiss. I'm gonna take this giant funnel, because I don't have a smaller one yet, but it does the job. And I'm gonna put it into the jar that I have selected, and pour that all in there, herbs and all, because I just think it all should go in. I mean, you can strain it if you want. Oh, and if you want to strain it, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can do it with cheesecloth. You can do it with one of the disposable tea bags that I have showed you before, which I thought I had one right here. Well, I guess I do not. I'm trying to clean up stuff so that it didn't look like a kitchen disaster. So there's disposable tea bags, and you can run it through that. You can run it through cheesecloth. You can run it through a really fine sieve, as long as your sieve, I don't like to touch it with metal. They make them in metal, but you can also get it in like in bamboo, like a bamboo tea strainer. Awesome. And there are high whispers of 3. So yeah, that's it. You can, if you want to strain it out, you totally can. If you don't, you don't. It's all about you. Remember that. It's always all about you and what you need to put in there for you. I bought the tea bags. I know. They are amazing. It is perfect. And you can just, I use them in the bathtub for when I put together my bath herbs mix, you know. And then I don't have to like fish them out of the drain. So let's see. So yeah, that's it. Does anybody want to do you have any questions or anything before I say night? I'll put the recipes in there. I've said that like 47,000 times. Yeah, so I'll put the recipes for the one from the other night that I erased, and then this one. And then I'm gonna possibly, while the fire is under here, I am going to, oh, I just love you guys. I am going to, while the fire's still going under here, I'm going to get you off of here, because I'm going to have a little private moment with putting my attention in, and perhaps trying to have a little moment with bringing Brigid into my life. So I think that's a good idea. Anyway, my many blessings to you all, and thank you for checking in with me. Although it's been like, Jesus, 40 minutes or something already. So the kids got to go to bed, and I'm going to talk to my oil, and I love you all very much, and I thank you for tuning in to me, and I'll put together the bread video and the milk punch, but we'll be doing it vegan, so it'll be like coconut lavender milk punch. I know it's not the right thing, but I just can't get with the milk. So anyway, all right. Love you guys, and if you have not subscribed and you want to see more of this and more of that, then hit the subscribe button. Anyway, good night, and thank you very much. And again, everybody say like a big, massive love to Tom and his situation tonight, okay? Yeah, I can do vegan bread. Absolutely, easy. All right, I love you, and we'll do that. I'll let you know when that's going to happen. Say goodbye, Oliver. Good night. Anyway, good night.